Hi there guys, Vino here and welcome to this Vino Plonk production. So today I'm going to be going through some of the things that I've been doing while being off, furloughed, isolated, segregated, whatever wording you want to use. Now I was actually due to go back work tomorrow / today, Thursday, but I'm no longer returning to work. So I thought I'd do a video on what I've been doing while in isolation, furlough, whatever wording you want to really use on this video. And then of course that's up until this point, and I'll do another video in the future about what I've been doing past that point. So one of the main things I've been doing while off and isolating and all those different things is playing a fuck ton of this game, which is Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Switch. And I have to say, I haven't been a massive Animal Crossing fan up until this point. In fact, I've been a naysayer, a buzz killer of Animal Crossing enthusiasts in the past. I'll be honest, I haven't really understood the buzz behind Animal Crossing. You know, when a Nintendo Direct or Nintendo shows some stuff off at previous E3s and Isabelle pops up on stage, or Nook pops up on stage, and people start cheering and standing ovations and things like that, I'm there scratching my head going, where's Mario? Where's Metroid? Where's the next Zelda game? And it seems to me over the years, as Animal Crossing has maybe gotten a wider public interest, I'm there even more confused as to why this game keeps getting such widespread public appeal. Now, Nintendo couldn't have picked a better time to release a game like Animal Crossing than right now. I actually have a bit of a joke that I swear somewhere on Nintendo's board of directors, someone knew this pandemic, this situation was going to happen, and was like, guys, we need to delay Animal Crossing till April 2020, or rather March 2020, because there's going to be a situation, a global situation, which would more prompt people to buy a game like this than they normally would. And by God, has this game sold like hotcakes. Not only has this game sold, it sold 1.63 million copies in its first week. It was responsible for selling nearly 400,000 Switch Lites in Japan, which is better than the Switch's launch week. Not only that, but just to give you a further sort of statistic, is the week after this came out, the second week that it was on the market for, its sales plummeted by 50%, which caused a bunch of economical analysts go absolutely haywire and start jumping around and going, oh no, this is a terrible thing for Animal Crossing. Its sales have fallen off so much that Nintendo are in trouble. Yeah, sure. The reason why its sales fell off so much is because it sold so much in the first week. It was just a massive drop, but it's still selling at a decent rate. It is sold like nobody's business. But on a more personal note, I have been playing this game myself with friends. I have been doing the whole time travel thing, which I found out is just a part of Animal Crossing. I mean, I've been playing this game for 8 hours straight, or 5 to 8 hours straight sometimes, some days. It says I've only played this game for 20 hours on my Switch, but I think that might be a little bit low, because I've played this game for 8 hours straight for a few days running in a row. So that to me seems a little low to me, if I'm being completely honest. But I've been playing this game on my own with friends online, all that kind of stuff, and I have to say, I think I'm getting it. There's something about this game that's just chill. There's something about this game that is just sit back, relax, do whatever the hell you want sort of game. It is a time sink. It is a way to hang out with friends and with significant others and all that kind of stuff, and it is just a very charming, wholesome game that I think in the current climate we need at the moment. So I've been playing quite a bit of Animal Crossing New Horizons. So the other thing I wanted to start doing while I'm, in isolation, I've got a bit of time to myself, or quite a bit of time to myself, is get through some of the box sets and movies and all that kind of stuff that I have I would say piling up, but I have, you know, rumbling around. Is that the word? Knocking around is the word, I think is the better expression. So, one particular set that I've spoken about with a couple of friends online recently is this particular set here. And this is the Clint Eastwood 35 film set. This was a set put out by Warner Brothers a number of years ago that basically was to commemorate theirs and Clint Eastwood's partnership of 35 years, basically. I do believe that after this set was released, he actually did kind of part ways with Warner Bros. For a few years and do some films with other studios. But he's been partnered up with Warner Brothers for a number of years. And I've been wanting to watch a few Clint Eastwood movies recently. And the one I watched from this particular set was Dirty Harry. I thoroughly enjoyed Dirty Harry. It's not as fast paced as modern films. Obviously, it was made in 1971, I do believe, when it came out. It's not as fast paced as modern films. It's got a certain bravado about it. Clint Eastwood just steals the show. He chews each scene that he is in. And him playing Harry Callahan, which has now become a character that's riffed on so much by so many other characters and sometimes comedians, and the famous line in that film that's been riffed upon so much you can't help but appreciate where it came from. The film is just spectacular. I love Harry Callahan's, or Dirty Harry's, straight talking, straight to the point, doesn't give a shit kind of, you know, bang, 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 and both figuratively and physically. He carries a 44 Magnum, which, as he says during his famous line, is the most powerful handgun known to man. I think there's a more powerful handgun these days, but back then it was the most powerful handgun. And he just uses it to, you know, put down criminals and do what he needs to do. He talks with his gun as much as he does with his mouth, and both are very powerful in a lot of ways. And I thoroughly enjoyed the film. The next film I decided to watch in the Clint Eastwood pantheon is the second film in the Man with No Name trilogy, and that is, of course, For a Few Dollars More. Now, I watched A Fistful of Dollars about a year ago now, maybe a bit more than that, and enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It has a very indie kind of feel to it, indie film kind of feel to it, and it was a very low budget film for the time it made. Well, it made quite a bit of money at the box office, and then of course came along For a Few Dollars More. Now, from the outset, you can see this film is a lot more lavish than the first film. A lot more money has been put into it. The production values are higher. They actually got Lee Van Cleef, which I think at the time was a prominent actor. Of course, he did rise to fame with these films, as well as with The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, the third film. But I think he was a bit more of a bigger get, because back then Clint Eastwood wasn't that well known. So he was quite a big get for the second film, and I've watched a few reviews of this trilogy, the whole trilogy, and people have said it gets better as you progress through the films. I did not know the jump that it would make from the first one to the second one. I'm looking very forward to watching The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, because For a Few Dollars More, I'm just going to say it's a masterpiece. It is such a good film. The film does tension incredibly. The film's not perfect. Okay, I should say that the film's not perfect. And saying a film is a masterpiece doesn't mean it's perfection. It just means that it's really well done. Again and again, you know, films are subjective at the end of the day. I love the film so much. Once again, Clint Eastwood plays the man with no name. In this film, I think he's called Manco, and if I remember that correctly. And he, just the film sets off, he's going out bounty hunting. Essentially, kills off a couple of bounties and then sets his sights on one more bounty. Well, it turns out that another individual Lee Van Cleef's character is also trying to get this this individual, Colonel Mortimer, I do believe. Is it Douglas Mortimer? I do believe the character's name is. And shenanigans ensue, shall we say, from that. But both of them are sharpshooters. Both of them are very quick sharpshooters. Both of them are straight talkers. Both of them are very good at what they do. Lee Van Cleef's character is sort of a older version of Clint Eastwood's character, and there was a bit of a, you know, the Mortimer can see himself in Manco and kind of passes on some tidbits and some information and some guidance. There's even a part in the film that may or may not be a spoiler, where let's just say that Manco, Clint Eastwood's character, comes into quite a bit of money, and I think Lee Van Cleef's character let Clint Eastwood's character take that money, basically, and I think he did that because he doesn't want Clint Eastwood's character to get mixed up in this world of bounties, and he wants him just to go and retire and, you know, put his feet up. But we all know that, given there's a third film in the franchise, that doesn't happen. I know that there are fan theories, as to whether the character Clint Eastwood plays is the same character in all three films, or whether that's left ambiguous. There is a scene in For a Few Dollars More in which Lee Van Cleef's character is looking at a newspaper, and sees what Clint Eastwood's character did in the previous film. There is a slight nod to the previous film. So they are connected, I suppose, in some ways, but some people believe that he may play a different character in each one. I suppose it depends on your personal perception. But I thoroughly enjoyed the film and cannot wait to watch The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, where I can actually find, you know, 3 hours to watch it, because it's a 3-hour long film, which isn't a short amount of time for a film these days. So yeah, that's what I've been doing so far while, you know, got some free time to myself. Been playing plenty of other games on other systems. Been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2, which is why I wanted to watch For a Few Dollars More. I'm also thinking of getting further into that Clint Eastwood 35 film box set and watching some other of Clint Eastwood's westerns. Plus there is actually a western on Amazon Prime Video called Outlaws and Angels, I think it's called, which stars Clint Eastwood's daughter, Francesca Eastwood, that I would really like to watch at some point. Plus I do really want to watch Unforgiven. I've heard it's quite a slow film, and some people like and don't like it. I think it is Clint Eastwood's last western he did, at least for a very long time. He also directed it, I do believe. But it is still considered a masterpiece and a classic in a lot of people's eyes, and is a good sending off for Clint Eastwood's western sort of career that he, you know, carved for himself, along with, you know, Sergio Leone. Is it Sergio Leone? Yeah, Sergio Leone. So yeah, I've also been playing, what's the other game I've been playing? Brain fart. Elite Dangerous. Been playing quite a bit of Elite Dangerous as well. There's another game I've been playing quite a bit of that I can't remember right now on the Xbox. But yeah, I've just been filling my time up, spending a lot of time on Discord with friends, chatting, chilling, that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's the sort of stuff I've been personally doing while in isolation, furlough, segregation, whatever you want to call this. But as always, guys, I like to make sure you guys, you know, stay safe, stay well, stay healthy, do whatever you need to do to get those things in line, and, you know, stay the best you can stay. And I'll definitely see you in the next video. Until next time, guys, please take care, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.